Hello, hello! I'm here with another tutorial on leaf printing. Isn't this so much fun? I cannot wait. You guys, I have so much fun in the fall with leaves, and it just makes my heart so happy. So, anyways, let's get started because I got some fun tips and tricks to show you. This is the card that I'm going to make, and I think it's going to go to a friend of mine. Yeah, the sentiments are you are awesome, you're an inspiration, and have a colorful day. It's so much fun. Uh, I thought my friend could use a little uplift, a little message, and then I'll write something on the inside, and it's just going to be fun. Okay, so I have two watercolor card panels. I'm going to show you once with leaves. Maybe if I can figure out where my camera is, leaves, right? And then I'm going to do another one. I'm going to zoom out a bit with my awesome Tim Holtz leaf print stamps and get the same kind of effect. And I'm just trying to get my light stuff figured out so it's easier to look at. Okay, so let's get started. All you're going to need is some watercolor brush markers. You could even use crayon markers if you really didn't have much. But I'm using Artristro's brush markers. I love their colors. This is perfect for a fall activity with your kiddos, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So I also like to use a washcloth underneath my thing. So let me get that real quick. I'm actually going to use a towel. Sometimes it just depends on my mood, but I got a nice dish towel that I have claimed for my art studio, and it works out quite well. Okay, and it is still a little bit dark, and I do not know how to make it brighter, but I think it'll still work. Maybe. Okay, that's a little better, maybe. Not so dark anymore. Okay, I think we got it started. It's going to depend on my camera too. All right, so to get started, I'm going to show leaf prints first, and then I'll show stamps. I like to start with like almost like a light wash, and I'm going to use brown for this. And I'm just going to go around the edges because I always start with the end in mind and then go from the beginning. And then this is just all going to fade in the back. I'm just putting pigment on, nothing special. And that was with coffee brown, I believe. And I'm going to spray this so it kind of gives it this nice little border area. And then I'm going to dab off the extra water in the middle. And I just have this nice little area of ink, and it looks very fall and festive. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. Okay, now I can I'm going to go like with my brighter colors, green, and you're not going to see, I'm just going to paint this. I'm going to just color the leaf almost like I'm painting it, right? And I'm going to get the edges. You could do this with any kind of pigment. Watery pigment, so water soluble really works. And I'm just going to gently press this down right here. It's okay if it's not quite perfect. And I'm going to leave it on the paper for, I don't know, 10 seconds. That sounds about right. And lift it up. Isn't that so pretty? And I could do this with just this leaf all over. However, I also know that good design always comes in threes. So I'm going to use this leaf in other places. I don't love how I placed that, so maybe I'm going to place this one right here. And I'm just going to press it down with my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see. That's probably good. And it's always going to look different. It's never going to be the same. And that's okay. I can do that again. The green really looks pretty with this. I can't wait to layer them. And that's the plan. The plan is to layer the colors. So you can take as long or as little as you want. And I think what I need is I still have a lot of pigment. I can see it. So I'm just going to put some water on it and stamp it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to work. And I'm going to do one more. one more over here. And it's just, if your paper is not dry or wet enough, you'll get different consistencies. That's quite all right. I'm not looking for perfection here. It's a leaf print after all. It's a leaf print card. It's supposed to be fun. Okay, there we go. I'm going to call that one good. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my leaf. I might use it again. I really like the edges of this leaf. I kind of want this big one. And I kind of want it to be yellow. But I'm not going to use the whole leaf. I'm just going to use the first third of it, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what it does. I'm really loving the impression of the veins on this leaf. I'm going to just mist it a little bit with a water bottle, with a spray bottle. And I really like this tip. I don't think I'm going to get it quite perfect. This is a fun thing to do with kiddos. I kind of wish my kids were here to play along, but that's all right. They'll play around later. I'm going to use a rose gold. It's like a brownish reddish color. I'm really kind of excited to try it. There's already yellow on here, so we might get like an orangey color, but I think that'll make it fun. Okay. I like the yellow. It was super bright, and I want to play some more with the shape. I think this is a perfect type of card to send to anyone who loves nature. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That turned out beautiful. So you can kind of see, like, you can get some really cool effects with just the leaves. Let's go with, yeah, that rose gold does not look pink or gold. It looks very much like a perfect natural brown. I might have to send this to a friend that loves to go camping. I bet she would really appreciate this card. It's always fun when you make something, you're like, oh, I know exactly who I'm going to give that to. Now, good design theory tells me I should have probably rotated my card way before at this point, but that's okay. We still got time. Let's go with some red. We haven't done some bright red. I'm going to try scarlet red, and I'm going to keep this same leaf. I'm just going to clean it with my spray bottle, tap it on my dish towel, and then I'm going to go with my red. I'm going to move this up a little bit, clean it up. If you have questions, I'm always here to answer them. I just love to do these Facebook Lives. Don't always advertise when I'm going to go on live, but that's okay. That's part of the fun, right? Press it down, and voila. That is looking really good. Now I need some more reds and some more bigger little leaves. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to just spray it just a tiny bit. And I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want my leaf. Maybe right here. That seems like a good spot. I don't know if there's a wrong spot. Besides, we're just playing around, right? I do love this, the end of the leaf. Maybe right here. So my plan is to just make it look like a whole bunch of leaves are on the card. I see a little bit more space that I could layer. I'm actually going to just mist it. When I mist it, I'm about probably a good foot away from the item that I'm spraying. Ooh, all right. I think my leaf print is about done. And that is looking vibrant and beautiful, and I just love it. So it's kind of an abstract background, very natural. So that is leaf printing. Now, if you want to get a little bit more creative, you could go and find a whole bunch of different sizes and shapes of leaves. Have fun with it. Get your kids to do it with you. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to do the stamps. And I'm going to use my coffee brown. you just want to get some color onto it. I'm just painting color onto it at this point. It's pretty juicy. These markers are really juicy. So a little bit of ink will go a long way. And then I actually get in and really kind of spray it quite a lot because I really want the paint to spread. All right, now I'm gonna just lightly get rid of the excess water. And now I can start doing the same thing. I start with the bigger leaves and work smaller. Let's go with a different color. Let's start with green. This reminds me of a fern, and I'm thinking this will be perfect. I'm just brushing on the ink. I love these bristles with these watercolor brush pens because they can take a beating, and the tips look just fine afterwards, which is what I am looking for in a brush pen. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I can tell that the ink is probably dried a little bit, so I'm going to squirt it just a tiny bit and press. Same thing as I do with the leaves. Now you might wonder, why do you buy stamps of leaves when you can go out and buy them in the forest? And that's a good question. I like to use stamps, and that's the end of that. There's no reason. And I love that, like this is curated. Like you probably won't find a leaf this size or this size. So they are meant for card and makers and stampers. So that would be the number one reason. The other reason is I have used these stamps with masking, embossing ink, and you could get the same thing, but maybe not as easy or not as precise. We're gonna go into here. Maybe I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna turn this paper around in just a second because I kind of like the idea of it being like one side and then having maybe a sentiment right here. I don't know. I haven't yet decided yet, but we're gonna rock and roll. Keep going on. I really love the shape of this. I don't know what it reminds me of, but I just really like the shape. So we're going with that one. And I'm going to do some orange. We haven't done orange yet. But, this is called Tangerine. If you have an Artristro brush pen set. Tangerine is kind of fun. It's a it's a bright color, but it's really fun for fall. And I'm gonna think that this should go maybe right here. I want it to touch the two greens. I'm just gonna hold it for a little bit, lift up, and look at that. That's really fun. And like I said, it's a pretty bright orange, but I think that when we layer it with some browns, it's gonna look quite lovely. Maybe I want a different shape leaf, so I'm going to use this one. I also buy stamps for the sheer creativity of it, and I don't always have. If I want to paint leaves and it's the middle of winter, I have these stamps. I'm not always going to have those stamps if I am, in winter. So, and I think Tim Holtz just came out with a new leaf print stamp set. This is the old one, probably like 5-ish years ago. Anyways, not that anyone is going to care how old these stamps are. And you can tell that some of them are very well loved. I have used them a lot in my 5 years of owning them. But I love using brush markers. You could also, if there's a little bit of brown, let's go in with some of that orange. And you can kind of see that you can mix it in. I'm going to spray it just a tiny bit. And maybe I will start, I'm going to just right there. So it looks good. When I'm placing the stamp, I'm just looking for like some negative shapes and how I want the color to be. But you can see the brown and the orange mixing together, and that makes it a really fun texture. I'm wondering if this card is going to be more of a horizontal card, and I think it's going to be. And I think what I want to do is just add some light brown texture down here, and then put some sentiments maybe right here or something. I don't know yet. But I am falling in love with this shape. It's about, I think I will stamp it maybe like right here in this corner, and then maybe one right here in this corner, something like that. And then maybe I'll just do another small one like right here or something, just to, but I want to do browns. I want to keep it pretty neutral. So I'm going to take my big brown. This is rose gold. I think rose gold is really pretty. I'm not quite sure about it being called rose gold, but I still love it. It's a beautiful color. All right, so we're gonna just do that one right here. Ooh, that is pretty. Maybe I need a little bit of green on it as well. That would add a little bit of that. I'll do green on one side and rose gold on the other side. Or chocolate brown. We'll do chocolate brown. Okay. I'm going to spritz it. That's probably, and I think I'll keep it with the same shape and just go right here. Awesome. And I have a really, I'm going to spray this a little bit just to kind of make it bleed a little bit. I don't think it needs to be super soft. And then that, maybe I add a little bit more, but I'm just going to dab that up a tiny bit so you can kind of see that it's a leaf shape. Yeah, what do you think, huh? That is so pretty. And now all I have to do is, with this, I just added some green cardstock, and then I added some sentiments, and I'm going to send them both to some friends that love fall. I love the changing seasons. I can't say I adore fall. I definitely am a spring and summer girl, but when I can play with my nature elements for the seasonal cards, they make my heart so happy. Anyways, I'd love to know if you do leaf printing and how you do leaf printing, and or if you do watercolor cards with leaves. I'd love to hear how you do it, and leave me a comment. I have a Facebook watercolor card group with over 23,000 artists, and we have so much fun sharing. So if you are on Facebook, check us out. I am the admin. I take care of the group. I make sure everyone is enjoying the group, and we have special discounts from different art companies that give us special codes. It's just a lot of fun. I cannot believe how much this group grown. And anyways, I'm grateful to be here with you. And Artristro has a deal going on right now for, I think it's 10% off. So get your watercolor brush pens if you haven't. They're on sale right now, and it's a pretty good deal. I'll give you the code in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy creating!